Attention bowlers, welcome back to a 3-ball spare thing. A thingy thing. Doing some more, just off the cuff testing and whatnot of the upcoming PBA Pro Bowling 2026. Hopefully in a slightly more prepared, organized fashion than last time, but also at the same time kind of unprepared. I'm Steve Kelly with 3-ball spare, of course. You may know me from all of the usual 3-ball spare things that I get up to, that I get involved with the Candlepin bowling community. This stream is a little different. Trying out a couple things here to think about expanding some stuff the channel does and kind of figure things out from here. So kind of going down the continued vein of doing this alpha testing, particularly the Candlepin bowling mode of PBA Pro Bowling 2026. Since the last stream, I've learned a few things, kind of just playing offline and kind of learning a couple more things. Some stuff I kind of may have chalked up to as user error the first time around with this kind of game, and some of it was just figuring things out. Some of it was understanding how some of these bowling games work compared to other ones I've played, and I hope this time maybe I can kind of figure it out a little bit better than last time. So without further ado, let's play here. The idea of this game, and I kind of put some more thought into this compared to last time. It's a bit more timing focused than I thought it was before. Particularly in the last stream, you may have noticed that the balls I was throwing were all over the frickin' place. And that was in part because I don't think I read the meter correctly. If we pause on this meter here, you'll see there's a circle kind of encircling all these other circles going in and out. And the idea is actually appears to be to line up with that blue circle, which is always in a different spot every time you go to throw, unless you repeat like this. And that will result in a better than bad, it's good, to quote log, timing and release kind of thing. So for example, right there, that was apparently great. It was right in the pocket, the 1-2. That's Parker Bone III. He's decided to take up Candlepin in his later years in life, and the 5-pin is left. Of course, it's always the 5-pin. Doesn't matter. 10-pin, Candlepin, whatever it is, the 5-pin is difficult. There's a 10 box for Parker Bone III. So I'm hoping in this stream I throw a couple of better games here to test this out, and maybe add commentary to kind of explain some things. So I picked Parker Bone III, who appears to be a lefty, at least if the character selection screen was any indication. And the reason I'm picking a lefty as someone who bowls righty in real life is because I slide on the wrong foot. So some of my spinning and ball action is actually kind of lefty-oriented despite being righty-oriented because I slide on the wrong foot. So the spinning can tend to be maybe the opposite of what you might think. And that's why I never give Candlepin advice to anybody, because I bowl off the quote-unquote wrong foot, and I will just give you terrible advice. So in this game, to counteract that or kind of give myself the same mental rules as I do in real life, I'm picking a lefty because I think if you'll notice these light up things on the left and right here, which I'm operating with the left and right stick, that seems to be the English, and you can, as a lefty, it appears you can only really spin left so much, and by left I mean counterclockwise. You can spin clockwise up to like 3 degrees of spin. And that is more like how I throw in real life. So I think we might be able to kind of hang with that a little bit better than before. So same ground rules apply as when I bowl. I'm going to start from the right corner. I'm going to aim at probably about this arrow right here, second from the right. There is no foul line still on these lanes, which I think that'll be a mental note. I think I mentioned it before, but it would be great to have that in the Candlepin mode because a lot of houses have the foul line, kind of in between those 10 dots closer to us and then the kind of triangular dots or arrows right there. So let's see what we can throw. I might do a slightly clockwise spin. See if I can go into the pocket 1-2. And look at that. Perfect timing, great release. But we flew off to the 4-pin for a lemon drop. So the follow-up. That was my bad. Released too early. So for the 10 box. That's a great time for this right there, and you can tell if you are even off a little bit, things can be wildly off course. That's 18 after 2 for Parker Bone, the third. So I'll try... No, you know what I'll do? I'll go this way a little bit more. Spin right. And attempt to do that. Interesting. That was a perfect timing, perfect release. It didn't quite hit the pocket as much as I wanted, which means we got the course correct a little bit to the right this time. Blue circle's a little bit more outwards this time. Missed it a little bit. That was an interesting camera angle. So on the third ball, we got the 1, the 9, and the 10. So we'll try to come in, maybe go from the inside, spin right. Do one notch this way. Time it. All right, let's see where we go. Hey, the 1 and the 9 get taken out. And the 10 is, oh, that's left. A great out for a 9 box. Spin right, 1 notch, and then line up with that blue circle. Here we go. Nearly a pocket shot, just maybe a plank or 2 off to the left. Not bad, but not great, but a good spare leave. Yeah, this is now starting to feel more like how I bowl in real life, now that I think I've taken some time offline to understand this system a little bit more. And kind of unlearn, oh, in the pocket, oh, the 3-pin doesn't get tripped by the wood. Yeah, this feels a little more like IRL. It's also unlearning a bunch of other bowling games. Let's see, some games I played growing up on the video game platforms. Probably some unnamed DOS bowling games. Milo's Astro Lanes for the Nintendo 64, and Super Monkey Ball 1 and 2 on the GameCube, Monkey Bowling 1 and 2. Actually, really great bowling games. You wouldn't expect that from, you know, if just a party game, but they put a lot of work into this. And then later on, Knock 'em Down Bowling for the Switch, which does feature a Candlepin mode. The physics are, well, they tried. Sometimes it feels good, sometimes it feels terrible. 4 Horsemen. Okay, that was interesting physics on the 2-pin. Let's watch the replay on that. Look at this. On the 1-2 pocket, that should have fallen backwards onto the 4 and the 7, and it just straight up didn't. It's like it got stuffed by something invisible. I think someone else on the Discord was remarking, in the 10-pin mode, they experienced that as well. It was kind of like pins slamming into invisible entities in the game. Like completely stopping in their tracks, that kind of thing. So that's interesting. All right, so let's spin right this time with the lefty Parker Bone. That was a little bit off, and that was a bit of a timing issue on my part. Lemon drop plus the 9. Let's go for the reconciliation ball a little bit to the left of the head pin this time. 1, 3, 7, 8. Left on the deck for a 10 box. And for the 10 box. For the 6 frame, 2 more get poked out. 3 and the 7. I did provide some feedback. I kind of said, I don't know what it is. I don't know if the ball is slightly undersized or if the weight of the ball isn't quite up to like the 2.4 to 2.7 pound range that it's observed as in Candlepin, but something there is just a little off, particularly with the impacts. And I've also seen situations, I don't think I streamed it, but like I had a headpin shot and I took out like, I don't know, somehow missed the headpin, didn't take the 2, didn't take the 3, but took out pins in like the middle and back rows, but left the whole front row as a consequence. And I was like, that pretty much wouldn't happen in Candlepin at the speed of which the ball was being thrown at. So that's also something that made me kind of question, how big is the ball? Is it actually regulation size? Is it correctly proportioned compared to the pins? Let's have a look at the 1-2 pocket there. That was right on target. And it's the 6-7. 6-7. That's a meme that I'm trying desperately to kill because, my goodness, that's such a weird freaking meme. Made a YouTube short on 3-ball spare, and it's most confusingly the most viewed YouTube short on 3-ball spare. And I kind of said it as a joke during the Friday Night Pro League, and then I was like, let's make a short out of it and see where we go with this. And it became the most viewed short on 3-ball spare. And I don't know. I'm getting old, man. It's like some of these memes are just passing me by. But I guess it's great viewership if you're into it. Comparable to, I guess, Homestar Runner of the 2000s or whatever. Anyways, we're at 62-7. Yeah, I'm already playing better, a better game in-game compared to the last stream, so I'm feeling a little bit less embarrassed by the performance here. Physics are still a little odd. That was a headpin shot. 2-pin kind of got shunted around, didn't fall, still wiggling, and it does fall late. Fell very late, almost like unnaturally late. And that's still something to be worked out in the game. Discussed this in their feedback channels, talking about pins that fall very late in this mode and messes up the scoring as a result. And it's almost need to really extend the wait period for when pins fall, or have a dynamic scoring system that can just update as pins fall. Because in Candlepin, there is no shot clock, there is no timer on when pins can or can't fall. If they fall, they fall. And there goes the 4 and the 7, maybe? Yes, the 4 and the 7 for the right side 6 triangle. Gonna do a straight ball in the triangle. Let's see if we can take him out. Almost, but not quite. I'm gonna watch this shot in the slow-mo on the 4-7. Oh yeah, just a little off. That's kind of realistic, so not really gonna give any flack about that shot. Parker Bones 71-8 could use a mark. And here we are. It's the 3, 7, 9, 10 on the headpin. Let's see if we can make some magic here. 3 is grazed. That should have fallen. 9 goes down. 10 is wiggled. Yeah, I think the 3 really probably should have had a little bit more of a chance to go down. And the 3, there goes the 3 for the 7-10 for an 8. 79-9. 10th frame, almost a strike. 7 falls late, almost another 6-7, but the 7 falls. Look at that. Nice shot on the 1-2. I don't think I put any spin on that, but we'll watch the 7 fall very slowly. Probably gets cut off on the replay, my guess. Yep, right about there. And actually, oh, did it not fall? Well, okay. Well, we have a crooked 6-7. Yeah, that's when the 7 doesn't follow the law. It commits a crime. Crooked 6-7. 6-7. Yeah, we've seen this a few times in-game, both myself and ACSD statistician Micah Imperato has also seen this situation where, yeah, you see that pin is just hanging out, just leaning over like Michael Jackson style. I'm just gonna spray and pray on this, and yeah, by all accounts, that really should have been a spare. How this pin is standing, I have no idea. And yeah, it took it out. Now, will it score it as down? That'll be a big question. I saw on the board it was 8-1. If it's 8-1 miss, it's like the air got it. Is it 8-1 miss? It did not count it. Okay, it did not score that correctly. All right, that is an incorrect score. So it should be a 90. That was a 10 box at the end. So yeah, still a couple of scoring things to iron out here and there. Parker Bone with an 89 after 10. So that's awesome. Let's do a few housekeeping things. So if you are interested in this game in terms of testing it out right now, I do invite you to, here, let's switch to this. I do invite you to check out the description of this live stream. I have a couple links in there. The first one is, I won't push this too much because I just don't really like to do it, but there is I do have an affiliate link in the description talking about if you happen to wishlist this game or want to purchase it. I guess I am in a program where if you reference 3-ball spare by telling them 3-ball spare sent you by clicking the link, I guess I get credit for it in some way. that's really all there is to it. Think of it as a shortcut to the Steam page, and you could wishlist it if you like. So do that if you are interested. No obligation, of course. And then the second link is if you want to test this game, how about you click the link for the Discord invite in the description as well. The PBA 2026 Discord, I believe, is still open, and there is alpha testing you can apply for. There's more than one mode. There's Candlepin, there's Duckpin, and 10-pin, so whichever one you like, or if you want to try them all out, try the Candlepin mode like I am, go ahead and apply, and I don't know, mention 3-ball spare. You might, they'll kind of understand, I guess. So do check that out. So that's all. And then secondarily, because I need to remember to do this, where is my... I swear I just had it. Oh, yes. Here we are. So also, some Candlepin news. I am bowling in the International Candlepin Conference Worlds Tournament this November in Moncton, New Brunswick. Bowling with the Massholes once again. There's a picture of us from last year. We made the playoffs. We beat Maria's subs in the first round, and that was the furthest our team ever got. So if you are interested in supporting the team throughout the week, it is an arduous week of bowling. It is 3 matches per day, up to 9 strings per day. And, it's, early mornings and late nights, all in Moncton, New Brunswick. We're going to be on the road this year up in Canada. If you are interested in supporting the team, do check out my raffle tickets I am offering. 1 ticket for $5, 3 tickets for $10, and 5 tickets for $20. If you're interested, I would just ask, I am doing this via Venmo. If you have some other method that you would like to possibly get a ticket, maybe get in touch with me in some way. But the only thing I do require just for the raffle tickets is just name, address, city, state, zip, and phone. That is only just so I can write it physically on the card, so when we turn in the raffle tickets, you can get paid if you get drawn. And that's the only reason I need that information. Trust me, I don't want that information otherwise. So find a way to privately and discreetly message me that. I'm also an information security, cybersecurity person, so no, I totally understand. Yeah, it's a little weird to ask for that, but trust me, I also feel weird asking for that as well. My Venmo is at Skelly, at Skelly, Skelly, if you want to just do it that way. That's kind of my preferred method. I don't have a Cash App. I don't know. I just don't have a lot of payment apps. Venmo is kind of the preferred. Or if you see me in person and want to just do it that way, that's also great if you're in the area. Whichever way. But I couldn't do the stream without at least do a passing mention. Yes, we're just doing a raffle tickets. You could win some money, and you're also supporting the team. Support your favorite team, the Boutwell's Massholes this year. Boutwell's Massholes out of Concord, New Hampshire. So do check that out. I'll appreciate it. Anyways, enough e-begging. Let's get back to the game. Thank you for your patience on that. Let's play again. And welcome to this same character, same everything.
One of the best ever is about to take his turn. Say hello to Parker Bone III.
Now here's a question. Do they update the ages of the players? They probably don't. My guess is in Madden they probably don't do that either. It's just interesting they call out the age. Bowling is really a game that is kind of ageless too. It's kind of interesting they even had that there as a detail. Just interesting thought. All right, new game. New Rakupins, or Rakuten, you might say. 6 drop. 6, 8, 9, 10 for Parker Bone III. Yeah, Worlds is going to be fun this year in Moncton, New Brunswick. It'll be the second time I've been to Canada. And the last time I was in Canada was borderline 19 years ago at this point, so it'll be interesting to go back. A different part of Canada. Went to Toronto back in the day. We're going to a little bit more east, New Brunswick. It'll be an hour ahead of where we are now. In Candlepin, in New England. There's a 6 drop for Parker Bone. Maybe a straight shot from the right side will work. Or the left side, that is. Beauty on the 4 horsemen with the 6 and the 10 get untouched. And it's a nice cleanup for a 10 box for Parker Bone III. All right, so to recap, here's that interface. When you're holding down the right stick, where's my camera? Right here. When you're holding down the right stick on a controller, the usual controller, Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, whatever, a 2-stick controller, you will be presented with this interface. There's that little circle that's going in and out. You have to line it up with the blue circle for the most optimal shot that doesn't kind of introduce entropy or RNG to the shot. A little like IRL Candlepin. So that's actually fairly accurate. Every ball you throw, it could be the same kind of ball and you could have a different result. It's the definition of insanity, except for in Candlepin, where the same result is not guaranteed. Pressing and holding the left stick is sort of your English meter. If you're a lefty or a righty, you'll have some notches on the right or the left, depending on who it is. I'm picking a lefty because IRL, this matches my style of releasing on the right and sliding on the right. So that's just a recap of how this interface works. Tried to learn it a little bit better compared to the last stream, so don't want to represent the game poorly just because I don't understand how it works. So, all right, let's try double notches on the clockwise English, and let's try to line up with that blue circle. Not bad. On the pocket. Okay, so 2 notches on the English isn't too bad, but that's a banana split 6-drop. And this is just like in Candlepin. This is kind of a spray and pray. Maybe spin counterclockwise, I guess. I don't know. I messed up the release on that. Oh, and there's a shot right there. Okay, that's a good one for review. Tag this for later. Watch that back wall bounce back and into the deck. The 10-pin came back to take the 6-pin. That is something that really doesn't all that often happen in Candlepin, if at all, because we don't have a metal back wall, a hard metal back wall like that in pretty much any Candlepin house I've ever been to. I guess it's not outside the realm of possibility for it to happen in Candlepin. See right there as well, where it could bounce out and then back in, but it's highly unlikely. And we have voiced our feedback on that several times to the folks doing the 1s and 0s on the game itself to make sure that that's kind of better represented in Candlepin land. Pins are still mixing down there, looks like. It looks like a 5-drop. No extra pins falling. And here we go. Marker bomb for the spare. Just spin the center. And that's... are you kidding me? Every pin was touched. Every pin even moved a bit. 2 pins off their spots, the 3 and the 9. Yeah, I really think the 9 should have gone there. Or whichever pin that slid there should have gone. That's interesting. So it is still 8 after 2. 2 balls, that is. Let's clean this crap up for a 10. And I can't even get that. The 9 pin slid off its spot. Untouched. 9 box. 37 after 4. Loose. 6-drop, 5, 6, 3, 10 for Parker Bone. Right side check mark. I am considering... Oh, there's a nice spare. Finally a spare. It took this long to get a spare. Kind of like last night in the league at Lakeside Lanes. So, future plans for this channel, I am kind of liking the idea of kind of maybe just like playing a game like this and just kind of like either going over like recent matches that were streamed or like ACST stuff or any kinds of general Candlepin stuff. I'm kind of stealing a little bit of inspiration from Danny Finn and Corey Elises from the Office of the Commissioner podcast over on Candlepin Corner. There's a new episode of that actually that just aired, and it is on the Candlepin Corner YouTube channel now, so it's worth checking out if you're interested. But I'm kind of also interested in kind of doing the same kind of similar format, except maybe instead of showing an Excel spreadsheet, we'll kind of have some idle stuff in the background. So I don't know, it's just food for thought kind of stuff. Missed the 7-10 pretty badly there. Should have played the wood. But, well, I guess I should have done something better than what I actually did, but hey, c'est la vie. Missed that shot so many times in real life, so no judgment there. Let's just spray and pray for this ball. Play the wood, and it slides out in front of the 7. Still an 8 box. That split will be uncontested. So here's also something I noticed. The splits aren't indicated on the scoreboard. And at least on the Cubic AMF automatic scoring platform, 10-pin Candlepin, whatever it is, they'll circle the first ball if it's a split. And that's not indicated here, actually. That's something to think about. Things to think about overall. It would be nice to indicate headpin shots too, because headpin shots matter, especially in Candlepin. I know in 10-pin it's kind of like, what do you mean you didn't hit the headpin? But in Candlepin, it's a lot harder than it looks, as even in the game, as you can tell from here. Going for a spare, on the pocket, light hit, a little thin. That's the 9, the 4, and the 6. 2 right, 1 left. I'm not streaming any Friday Night Pro Leagues this evening. That will be over on Candlepin Bowling Network with Greg Gouillard and Paul Grant. Taking this Friday off. Not sure when. I'll probably be doing another one soon. Just we're doing a bit of a rotation. I just happen to do 2 in 3 weeks. Might have Alex Patton involved. I'll have Greg Gouillard involved. Some other people involved. But I'll be back doing the Friday Night Pro League. Oh, the ball comes back, taps the 3. Doesn't do a whole lot beyond that. Saw that. That really should have moved it a little more. That kind of that demonstrates right there sort of the weight question I have about the ball. Look at that. That's a Candlepin shot right there where the ball's back on the deck. Rolls into the 3 and even taps it a little bit. Nudges it, but gets bounced back out. Interesting physics there, to say the least. This is the 3-7, not a 6-7, the 3-7. Doot doot. Just the 7 left for a 9 box. That's 79 and 8. Pocket shot there, almost a strike. Oh, give it to me, but I can't take the 3 out to save my life. Let's do a single pin shot. The single pin shot is really dependent on that great timing and great release, pretty much. If you're right on it, it will go right towards it. Punch it right in the face for a spare. Here's Parker Bone, 89 plus in 9. Spare fill will complete this 9th frame. Headpin shot. Weird hit. 5 drop, 5 fill. It's a 15 in the 9th for 94. Spray and pray on the wood. The double buffered wood in this game I'm a little scared of almost. It's kind of odd. In real life, I would play the crap out of that, but in this game, based on the physics I've been observing, I'm almost avoiding it. Let's try to left side cap that wood. See if we can take the 4 and the 7, and we do. That's a 10. That will be an over 100 game. I will say 104. Not bad. A 20% spare conversion. I think the stats could be improved here because it's one of those things where, yeah, you can say a 20% spare conversion, but how many of those spare conversions were truly realistic? All right, let's go back to the main menu, maybe pick a different character venue just for the sake of argument. We're going to do Candlepin again, of course. And this difficulty, I don't know if this matters in quick play, really. Still yet to notice any difference between these 3 modes in the quick play in particular. It's too bad there isn't a Candlepin career mode. That would be bonkers if it was, if they could do an ACST season. Just 5 strings with 14 points on offer, 2 points per string, 4 for total pinfall, and ties splitting in half. But, just thoughts on that in general. So, all right, because my memory is so squirrelish right now, I don't quite remember what the last venue I played on was. I don't think we did National Bowling Stadium last time, so we'll do that. We'll pick our lefty again because that's my style of bowling. Our righty on the foot, so it's kind of more aligned with a lefty. And I barely know any of these 10-pin bowlers, unfortunately. I don't know. Kevin Williams. I'll pick you, I suppose.
Hello and welcome to this Candlepin bowling match. Here comes Kevin Williams, a unique blend of bowling skill and musical talent. The only rapper on tour, he brings style and serious power to every shot.
Fun. I am told they have a lot more commentator lines for Candlepin stuff in the barrel. I don't think it's in the game yet, but they said they do have it, so that is coming soon. So perhaps some of these changes have already been made in some of the builds that are not quite out just yet. So things to think about. All right, let's do a right side English. On the headpin, that ball felt a little different. I wonder if the characters actually have slightly different tuned stats. I don't think I saw any stat trees in the game, but I could be wrong on that. I wasn't supplied a physical instruction manual, so I couldn't read through it. All right, that's a shot you see in Candlepin sometimes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Alright, where do we want to go with this? Maybe here. Time it right. Hope for the best. Oh, so close. Actually, that was way more than I thought I was going to get. That isn't bad. Look at that. Oh my god, I really like that shot on paper. The wood curled around the 4. Got stuffed on the 7. The 7 fell last, and there it goes. Pausing here real quick. You want to see my graphics settings? They are not the greatest. I'm not dwelling on the graphics in particular because this is a my PC thing. My PC is not the greatest in terms of quality. It will look better than this if you have a better PC than I do. I'm currently in a windowed mode, just broadcasting that windowed mode in a 1900 by 1200 resolution. I settled on high for graphics quality. When I set it to the higher modes, I started to lose frame rate rather quickly. It was playable, but it didn't really give a lot more fidelity compared to the loss of the frame rate. And in terms of gaming, I am always very much a person who will prefer performance over looks any day of the week. Especially if I can pull a 60 FPS, I will sacrifice visuals any day of the week for better motion, clarity, and smoothness. So part of this is my own PC, just not demonstrating the performance to the best of its ability. I think I mentioned that last stream. I forgot to mention that up front here, so my apologies. I also was told that if you play as Kyle Troop, there's apparently a bit of a performance hit in the game right now because his hair is so complex. That also causes a bit of a performance dip rather hilariously. I'm sure if Digital Foundry could ever review this game, that would be a really funny segment. So, but anyways, bowling is all about the gameplay and way not much about the graphics. So yeah, that doesn't really bug me at all. I'm going to adjust the power down a little bit, probably maybe down to 85 on the throw. Spin right and release. That was a really crappy timing on my part on the circle lineup. So, okay. Yeah, I attempted to play this game on max settings, and like I said, it's not. I'm not blaming the game. It's just my PC, my graphics card. At one point, I knew what it was called. I can't remember off the top of my head what it's called right now. I'm an 8. All I know is it's 8 gigs of VRAM. It's an AMD Radeon RX something. I think a 7600. It's not the most ideal. I am told it's just on the lower side of the system requirements. It was a card I think I got it last year, I want to say, to replace a very, very old GTX 780, which I bought in literally 2013 for BioShock Infinite. And that card was great. It lasted me all the way up until about a year and some change ago when it just started doing weird things. It just started feeling old. And then when I took it out to clean it, I noticed some melted contacts on the bottom of the traces. So I thought, yeah, I think it's time for this thing to be replaced by something much newer. And I got mostly a somewhat equivalent card, maybe a little bit better, plus 12 years later. And yeah, it kind of was what it was there. But so this card ain't the greatest, but it does the job. I don't honestly play a lot of games anymore that aren't old. Like, I still play Counter-Strike, I play TF2, but, a ham sandwich could run those games at this point. So, this game is going to be out for the Switch, the PlayStation, the Xboxes, but the alpha is currently PC only, just because when you're on the PC, you kind of get more options for generally everything. I'm sure this game will look much better on a console, if you don't have a graphics card to support it. But the alpha is where we can kind of get our input in on the Candlepin, particularly get it in while it lasts. Anyways, enough about that. So that's 23 after 3 for Kevin Williams. A 10, a 7, and then a 6. For some reason, I thought I threw way more frames than that. Apparently not. Just yakking and not being productive. On the right side of the headpin, it's a Kaleri. I don't think I've gotten a Kaleri in this game yet. Named after Bob Kaleri of Candlepin Stars and Strikes. Look at that, an awesome Kaleri shot. And I'm totally certain I'm probably not going to spare it, but we'll try our dangdest. I bet the 9-pin doesn't go. Oh, it does go. It just went straight full through it. Which, I don't know, I guess I've done that before. I don't think I got any Kaleris last night on the left side. We'll clean this crap up for a 10. Reset and forget. Firing on the 1-2 pocket. Pins are still mixing. 4, 6, 7, 8. I think, assuming nothing wiggles awkwardly or falls awkwardly. One thing I have noticed is like the wiggle physics seem to almost pause themselves in between the replay and then the actual gameplay. Yeah, you see right there, they're still wiggling. And look at that 4-pin, it falls. Yeah, exactly. Perfect demonstration right there of my suspicions. Weird physics all around. It does mess with the scoring. If this was a 9 drop and that fell, it would have only scored a 9. It would have forced me to throw at an empty rack for a spare. And we saw it happen in the last game I played where the 10th frame was incorrect. It scored as a 9 even though it was a late falling 10. That's a spare right there though. Played the wood. Everything fell. Sometimes the physics are like almost spot on and other times they're just not. It's hard. It's a weird situation. It's like 50% of the time it works all the time. Alright, I'm going to angle into the right 1 notch. On the blue line. On the Baja Blast blue line. On the head pin, but not much to show for it. I think that was a 5 drop. No, a 4 drop. Bucket of 5 on the right and the 7. Alright, so let's angle slightly to the right again. And on the line. Got the pile of 5 on the right and the 7 untouched. Let's ride the rail for a 10. Oh, yeah. I was a little worried I had just whiffed it just enough, but just like in real life, have you done that before? Let me know in the comments. All right, so right side again. This is kind of like introspective of like bowling I did last night. Last night I bowled, I think, 2 of the worst games I've bowled in a long time at Lakeside. Like 83 and 79. And it was just a night where nothing was working. It was like I was pounding the pocket in the first game, just getting crap for it. Splits, like stuff that just wasn't converting properly or wasn't able to, hey, a late falling 5-pin. Stuff that just wouldn't go. And it was just like, usually I can bounce back from that, but the fact that it happened like 10 boxes in a row. I remember at the end of the first game, I like literally had to go like take a walk. I was like, what is happening right now? Like, I don't understand. That was a nice impact right there. Too bad the 7-pin couldn't be taken out. And then the second game, it basically happened again. I think the rock bottom moment was when I threw a spread eagle and then 2 balls into the same hole where the spread eagle went. And I was like, wait, great freaking triple strike, bro. And then in the next box, it happens again. Except it wasn't for 3 balls; it was like for 2. And I was just like, I'm finding the head pin real good, but there comes a point where I'm just like, what more can I do here? By the third string, things kind of got a little bit more on track. But by this point, it was like I was fighting for a 300 triple, and it was just a rough night. I took some solace in the fact that I did see like most of my team and a fair amount of people around me also seem to be having trouble getting into triple digits that evening. And it's one of those things where I do take note of like the humidity factor and like, the temperature outside, the weather conditions, because I really feel that has an effect on the lanes and the the wood and the ball and the pins and all that. I really think that kind of does have quite an impact. So where you're bowling and the time of year, I feel like even if it's climate controlled inside, things just have a way of still settling strangely. Speaking of settling strangely, there's a 7-pin that kind of took a hike on for the spare. More pins wiggled that, I don't know, frankly, I feel should have fallen more. I think we need to take like a bit of an angle grinder to possibly some of these pins, round them off a little, make them like just fall a little easier, or just not fall late like that 10-pin just did. So, I don't know. There's a 10 box. We'll clean this crap up. This is probably going to be sub 100 unless a miracle happens here. We have 1 mark, so it's not disastrous, but this is reminiscent of the actual game last night on the 1-2 pocket. I think 2 more pins are going to fall. Let's cancel the replay and see what happens here. There goes the 5. Fell into the wood rather awkwardly. I feel like maybe another pin should have fallen, but There goes the 6 and the 9. And the 7 is left. So this will be a sub 100 game. It'll be close, but still under 100. Probably a 94 or 95. That's a foul. Oh, yeah, I got a foul. All right, we got a gutter foul. That's something I don't think I've encountered yet. Yeah, you see that? That's a gutter foul. And it did not... Oh, no, it did. Oh, holy crap. It did account for the foul. I was not expecting that. Usually there was... I don't know. I feel there should be like a visual indicator or something if it does absolutely not score that. Okay, I stand corrected. It did actually get that foul figured out. Color, me impressed. There's EJ Tackett in the big ball. Some of the motion fluidity you can tell in the 10-pin mode looks a little bit, I don't know, I guess more detailed than the Candlepin mode. But, alright, let's do another one here. Pick a different venue just for... It's funny, like, I know these are all different locations, but for some reason to me, like, I feel like at least 3 of them are the same. Let's go underwater bowling, why not? Matt Russo, that name sounds familiar as well. Alright, well, we'll pick him and see what happens. Oh yeah, we're aquatic. I'm sure that will be great for the lanes. Alright, let's kick this off. I thought there were bumpers up for a second. No, there's just gates in between the gutters. That is interesting looking. I don't think I'd be able to bowl with these here. Like, if you had these gates here in between the lanes, like, particularly, like, if you throw a ball that's kind of lobby, like, you know, still legal, but, like, just barely scraping the cusp of legality on a lob, or if you just throw it high up in the air, I feel like those gates would really mess with your perception. Thankfully, this is just a video game. Let's clean this up for a 10. Is that going to fall? I don't think it's going to show me again, but I feel like no. There should be at least one more camera angle before or after that that replay to probably account for late falling pins in the Candlepin mode. It seems to still be tuned for the speed of 10-pin, where it's more binary on if stuff falls or not. So that's a thing. Sorry about that. I had to pause for just a second. All right. What do we got? The 5, 6, 3, 7. Ready, fire, aim. Totally in that order. Took 2, left 2. All right. On the 3 and the 6. Here goes nothing. And I missed it. Wow. Just into the ocean for an 8 box. 17 after 2. Coming up tomorrow on 3-Ball Spirit. It's not exactly a doubleheader, but it might as well be. It's a back-to-back kind of thing. I'm going to be streaming Cora Crafts at Kristen Poirier at Boutwell's Bowling Center in Concord, New Hampshire. It should be an awesome Class E North match. Cora Crafts' first match in the ACST tomorrow. And against Kristen Poirier, who's thrown one great match. She's got a winning record so far. We're going to have a fantastic time up there. And then afterwards, almost immediately afterwards, we're going to have Tyler Rice versus Dimitri Delis in Class A. Same place, immediately following the match between Cora Crafts and Kristen Poirier. So I'll be on the call for both of those. I believe, I think I remember Mark Poirier saying he was raring to be on the mic as well alongside me for Kristen Poirier's match. So we'll have him on board for some camaraderie. And if anyone is at Boutwell's and feels like being on the second headset for the match between my Worlds teammate Tyler Rice and Dimitri Delis, I invite you to come on down. You can just grab the headset if you want. Always appreciate that. Helps me out when I'm doing all the scoring and camera work and all that. Give me one less thing to focus on, so that's helpful. Speaking of helpful, that diamond almost fell, but Don Gillis is in this game. The diamond wins again. That's a 9-box, 26 after 3 for Matt Russo. Or is it Russo? I don't know. Oh, you are... Effing kidding me right now. 1 and the 2, and that's it. I won't say that that doesn't happen in Candlepin. It just doesn't happen much. Probably happened in this game for different reasons, but my goodness. All right, I tried to Keith Beaupre this, but I couldn't quite do it. We got the UNC path backslashes, the whacks. Oh, nope, but the 9-pin fell last, so now it's just the 7, 4, and 6. Wait for the deadwood to finish moving. That is a rule in Candlepin. We have to wait for the deadwood to finish moving. It's not really noticed in this game at all. You even saw the 4-pin wiggle when the piece of wood collided with it. Let's clean this crap up the best we can. It'll be a 9 box. 35 and 4. So yes, in case anyone missed it, I got 2 links in the description for you to check out. One is for the Discord, which is discussing the game in its pre-release state. I don't think they have a release date just yet. They said Q4 2025, so I mean there's not a lot of months left in 2025, so that is coming up. And also there's an affiliate link if you want to just wishlist on Steam, if you plan on buying on Steam. I got a 3-ball spare, little inroads there that they offered me to just share with you. No obligation. It's no skin off my bones if you don't want to touch that. That's no worries, but it is in the description if you're interested. All right, let's fire on this. On the 1-2, odd hit. It's kind of like a lakeside shot right there. Pound the pocket, just get stuff like this. 7, 9, 10, 4. Sweep. Couldn't quite sweep. I feel like the wood should have reacted a little bit better there, but let's watch the replay to confirm that. Well, I guess it slid into the 6-pin. I feel it should have taken at least the 4-pin. Uneducated thoughts. Take another 9, just racking up the 9s. All right, 44 after 5. Let's see where we can go with this from here. Okay, timing, great release. And that is... yikes. Not quite a spread eagle, but not much better. That ended up being a 4-drop. 2, 4, 6, 7, 9, 10. And like I said, I'm really lamenting the inability to have a zoom shot down there or a pin cam. Because I'm sure if you have a bigger screen or if you're not playing in a windowed mode like I am, it's probably less of a problem. But for my eyes right now, this is tough to shoot at. I'm just going to have to do the usual thing you do in IRL Candlepin. Just rely on the arrows and hope for the best. Fire on the object pin, kind of. Maybe the wrong side of it. 3 pins left standing, maybe 2. We'll see if that wiggling pin decides to do the physics thing, where it's actually kind of leaning. Alright, let's take that 4-pin out to lunch. That'll be an 8 box. 52 and 6 for Matt Russo. Add some English to this ball. Let's add a lot of English. I don't think I've held the stick all the way to the right yet. Let's try that. And, well, it definitely felt like it was a little bit different, but it also feels like it didn't do anything at the same time. So, all right, I'm going to shoot the accordion, the 4, 5, 7, 8. We'll try full clockwise English, if I can muscle memory this correctly. You have to flick the right stick. Oh, that wasn't bad. 3 for 4, more than I thought I was going to get. You have to flick the right stick when you want to release it, and you have to release it at the same time as where that circle lines up with the blue circle to the best of your ability. Like there. I did a bad job at that. You can see it drifted off to the right. What I haven't quite yet figured out is if the entropy is based on on the direction where the stick is flicked, but I'm sure there's some system in place, and it intentionally doesn't tell you just to give you the usual mystery of where you can throw the same ball multiple times and get a different result. The inverse definition of insanity. Well, we were off to the right. 4-drop. Nope, sorry, way more than a 4-drop. A 6-drop. 1, 2, 6, 9. Let's see if we can clean this up. I'm going to angle this. I will hazard an angle from the opposite side. And 3 for 4 wasn't bad. Thought I might have gotten the 6 out of that shot, but hey, it was what it was. Look at that go. 6 pin left. Or 6 pin on the right, that is. Get out of here. 10 box. 71 and 8. Let's see. So yes, I'm streaming 2 matches tomorrow up in Boutwells. Going to be largely under the radar for next week. I'm going to be out of town. So if anyone wants me to stream any matches next week, I'm sorry, I'm going to be out of pocket for that whole week. But then currently in talks to stream Exeter Money Match 16, featuring, oh my goodness, let's see if I can remember the names off the top of my head. It'll be Aaron Fontaine, Sean Baker, Mark Carrier, and Mark Weber. Not necessarily in that order or that team or that doubles matchup order, but that should be coming up, I believe, October 18th. So that's a Saturday at about first ball at 5 p.m. at Exeter Bowling Lane's Shooter Sports Pub. So that will be coming up. I think we're still confirming that, so don't tell too many people just yet. But there's a strike, finally, of Hammer right there. Love that reaction. He's just like, yeah, I threw a strike, cool. Beautiful. Back row falls last. Been waiting literally all stream for that to happen. We finally got one. That's 90. Let's see if we can salvage the string, get over 100. Not sure if we will, but we'll find out pending this next ball. Look at that. Next ball completes the fill. It's 2 balls for the fill, even in the 10th frame. And I'd missed it leaving the high-low jack. The 7 pin is even leaning forward a little bit. That'll be a 7 fill, not quite 100, but we got close. I believe that's a 97. Yeah, you see that 7 pin? It is not standing up straight. 97 for Matt Russo. Next victim. Let's maybe do another one here. How are we doing? We're at about 53 minutes into the stream. Hope you all are doing great out there. This is just kind of an off-the-cuff thing. I had pretty much no notes going into this other than just want to do some more testing, just talk about random crap, shoot the crap on a whole bunch of stuff, and of course do a little business with you. Check out this raffle I'm hosting. Did the spiel before, but I have a Venmo if you want to support my team, the Boutwells Massholes, for in about a month and some change from now. We're going to be in Moncton, New Brunswick for the Men's World's International Candlepin Championship. Here's a photo of us from last year. Largely the same roster. Jeff Champagne, unfortunately, will not be on our team this year because he just had a couple things come up. Nothing. It wasn't in anyone's control. It was just sometimes some IRL stuff happens. So in Jeff's place will be Tyler Rice, who I will actually be streaming tomorrow. So we're gonna have some synergy there, some corporate synergy with our Worlds team. And we'll also have Sean Shattuck joining the team as well. So it's going to be a great time here at Team Massholes from Concord, New Hampshire. It's the team based on Massachusetts that keeps heading north a little bit every year. So yes, we're going to be in Moncton, New Brunswick for roughly 6 days, I believe, 6-ish, depending on what the Airbnb situation is. And I'm offering some raffle tickets. There'll be a big raffle drawing the first day of Worlds. And it will be 1 ticket for $5, 3 for $10, 5 for $20. You can Venmo me at Skelly. I have the. You got to just give me some info so I can physically write it on the card that I'll just be dumping into the raffle bucket when we get there. I'm not going to save this information. Trust me, I don't want to know this information. It's just for so if you get drawn, you can get paid. Don't you like getting paid? I like getting paid. You can see the prize pool there on the right side of the graphic. But yeah, anyways. Consider Venmoing me if you want to, or if you want to see me IRL, do whatever. Yeah, it would be great. It's just to support the team, literally just to get us to the finish line. We had results last year. We did make it into the playoffs in round 1. We did cash in Worlds. We beat Maria Subs in the first round. It was a great experience. That match wasn't streamed fully on Candlepin Bowling Network. I recall the match next to us was being streamed, and when that match finished up, they turned the camera on us. So I think maybe the last 4 boxes of that match where we beat Maria Subs was streamed. And then they streamed the following morning match where we tried our best against the next round. And when Jeff Surratt throws a 4-bagger against you, yeah, it's kind of over at that point. So that's what happened last year. But anyways, yes, do check out my raffle tickets if you wouldn't mind. So let me go ahead and, without further ado, get that out of here. Thank you for your patience on that. Thanks for bearing with me on this stream. Let's play some more Candlepin bowling in the virtual style. I don't know. What haven't we picked yet? Let's do Downtown Lands. What the heck? Interesting. There's a guy named... Oh, my goodness. What am I saying? This is my character. Candlepin. Or Candlepin. I forgot I made that character in the career mode. I didn't realize that he was actually going to come over into a quick play. Yeah, let's play Candlepin.
Hello and welcome to this Candlepin bowling match.
Featuring Candlepin. The character creator is something. I kind of made more like an Anakin Skywalker, I guess. And oh boy, this venue is not good on the frames per second. Oh man, actually, you know what? I might consider backing out of this because I'll throw one ball and see how this goes. But no, the frame rate is not good on this venue, at least on my PC. So let's... Yep, it's not good. All right, we're gonna abort this. We're gonna forfeit the match. Maybe play a different venue that has some slightly better FPS than what that mess just was. Again, I don't know if that was the game. That's just my graphics card being on the lower end. As I look at my GPU or CPU temperature, I'm currently rocking about 83 degrees Celsius, which stable but still a little high. You know, once you get to 100 Celsius, that's when you really gotta... I think the computer will literally shut off for safety at that point. Alright, we don't want to do Downtown Lanes. That's a bit of a performance dip. I don't know. How about we do Bowl-O-Rama in not glow mode? Sure, why not? Packy Hanrahan? I'm so sorry. I've just literally never seen this name before. Let's go to the Packy.
This Candlepin bowling match. Here's Packy Hanrahan, the lefty
Packy
fan favorite
Hanrahan.
with a laid-back vibe and serious skills. Known for his rev rate and creative shot making, Packy's making waves on tour.
That's good to know. Packy. He'll fit right into New England. Let's go to the Packy. Let's go to Bunghole Liquors in Peabody, Mass. Where's it, Salem, Mass? Peabody and Salem are so close to one another. And he's on the one. Wow, that was a weird shot. I wouldn't call that shot realistic. A pin appeared to hop a bit. The two pin really should have spread backwards more than what it did. And yeah, that also just happened. Okay, yeah, just pins are falling. Yeah, like I said, some of the physics are a little just incorrect in some ways. I don't really know how to describe it much more than that. All I gotta say is thank goodness for the transcript feature. Live, I might be control-Fing some of the things I say just to reference these for some of the feedback sessions we have on Discord. Just sort of reference, hey, like, did you see this weirdness go on? But let's look at that spare, or that cleanup, though. Actually, I don't think that was a spare. It was a 10 box. 10 after 1. And another weirdly thin hit on the 1-3 pocket. I don't know if this is Packy's throw or what, but it's like the inverse problem that we had from before. That wood looks sus. I'm gonna just shoot right at the object, or apparently I'll just cap the wood. Yeah, sure, that's fine too. Oh, I almost got it. Oh, that would have been great if it was a second ball. But hey, it is what it is. Let's fire 3. I think we're 100% of the head pin so far. 3 for 3. 4, 8, 10. I'm just going to try a straight shot to see what happens. Oh, great spare. 4, 8, 10. It's gone. Show some emotion there, Packy. Beautiful. That one I'm satisfied with. That one felt good to throw. There should be like a motion mode in this. Wii remotes will be flying absolutely everywhere, I'd tell you. 7-4-5, left side castle. Also notice the setback. There seems to be some discourse over what the shot is actually called. Is it the castle? Is it the setback? Depending on who you ask, you get a different answer. Paul Grant says it's a setback. He says the castle name was made up by Dan Castle. Dan Castle says it's a term that's been used a long time, based on a chess move. So, who knows what that is called? Who knows what it's actually called? I always love when shot names have contested names. So, I like calling it the castle. I think that's a really classy one. I never really was into the term setback for the name. So, I don't know. And I made a graphic for the castle in my streams. So, there's also that. Why don't we shoot for the 1-3 right now? And 7 drop, Triforce of Wisdom. Ring that bell, it's the 2-4-5. I believe Sean Baker made the 3 triangle in the Friday Night Pro League a week ago when his wife Kim Baker was on the mic. She said, ring that bell. Can we do the same? Nope. Starts with hitting it. What even happened there? Did I miss it entirely? I think I did. I thought I aimed for it, but I must have had something wrong in the execution there. That's messed up too. That was entirely 8 blocks, 53 and 5. We're at the Bolorama non-disco mode stadium, in which the frames per second are fine compared to that other venue, the Downtown Alley. That one was frame drop city. There's a shot that no one likes. That's the 4-5-10. Maybe some wood. Spray and pray. Got the 4, got the 10. That was kind of expected. The 5 was the question mark. The crowd apparently really liked that shot. We're just going to pin it out for a 10 for 63 and 6. My average in this game seems to be just south of 100. I forget what game this is at this point. This is game 5 or game 6. Alright, that's the Not Kaleri. That's a sleeper behind the 4 horsemen left side. Going to the Packy, and Packy misses his target. He misses his object pin. That's the 1-8, kid. Take the 1, leave the 8 for a 9 box. Shoot the 1-2. Everything falls but the 7. It's a bit of a slightly late falling action, still within the replay window, and ride that rail for the single on the spare. It was interesting. There was an interesting viewer who was commenting on a recent YouTube short I posted where we had a really slow-moving strike on the Friday Night Pro League, and it's one of those things where you ever see a comment that is just very confidently incorrect. It was funny. The person said, maybe in the comments, it was less than nice, so I just kind of kindly removed it. But I will paraphrase it. But he basically was like, "No, that's a 9 drop. That's not correct." And I'm like, that's cool and all that you say that, but in Candlepin we don't have a shot clock or a timer on pins that come back to take other pins. In 10-pin you might have it, but in Candlepin we don't. So please kindly understand that was indeed an objective strike in the Friday Night Pro League. I'm not going to question that, and we've seen it happen on many occasions. I just thought it was interesting. Felt like I had to say my piece on that. Anyways. Okay, we're 91 and 9, and we're kind of right back where we were in the previous game, where we were just barely scraping the barrel of 100. Doing a little bit better this time. 1-2, 6 drop. That's the 3, 6, 9, 10. Pending no physics wiggle in between the replay. Because I have noticed a pattern now. It's when this replay plays, the physics for the pins appears to pause, and you see that wiggle right there. Yep, I love that. I can consistently predict when that's going to happen now. Yeah, the physics engine definitely pauses during that replay, and because of that, it seems to put a hold on all the motion, and it messes with the scoring, and messes with the replay, it messes with everything, and then it causes this unexpected action to happen before your next ball. And it also impacts, if it's the final ball, the final frame, it's going to impact scoring because it also robbed me of a pin in the first or second game that I threw. So bear that in mind, folks making the game. Okie dokie. So, it was a 6 drop on paper. It's actually a 7 drop. It wasn't a strike, so not a big deal. What a big deal is if I... What? Eat me. That was a spare. All 3 were touched. Object pin was touched. 10 pin was touched. 6 pin obviously taken out. Yeah. Well, that happened. Tell my collective mental sanity is slowly going away as these shots just don't go. Well, we got 100. I guess that's fine. It's fine. It's all fine. Are you fine? I'm fine. We're all fine. All right. Maybe we'll do maybe 1 or so more, and we'll maybe call this a day-ish. I really hope they kind of change this font. I can tell you what this font is. This is Impact. You know, it's like the meme font, like top text, bottom text, the old classic Advice Animal font. That's a thing. Hopefully they change that or redesign it or something, because at the outset it kind of looks like one of those games you make in like Unreal Engine, not gonna lie. It's like with the default fonts and stuff. There's some things about this game that feel very much like that. It feels very like my first engine kind of stuff, and I'm sure maybe, and again, this is an alpha, that's to be expected, and hopefully that is kind of more polished up, but it's one of those things. It's like you kind of, I don't want to call it an asset flip, but sometimes you hear that thing with asset flips where you start noticing the same sound effects and graphics and things. Here's my video options in case you missed them. I'm not judging the graphics today, aside from the frame rate, because my computer is not the most strongest graphics oomph in the world. So bear in mind, this probably will look better, especially on a console or whatever. Or if you just have a PC that's has a beefier GPU than mine. GPUs are expensive, and I mostly was replacing the old GTX 780 that I had with an AMD RX something from basically 2023. It was kind of a low/mid-range card. 8 gigs of VRAM. That's kind of the primary limiting factor, as Digital Foundry really dislikes that style of GPU VRAM. So I still yet to figure out what this game difficulty thing even means. I don't know if Ricky will put up bumpers or not, but I'm a pro, so let's bowl pro. Alright, so we have deduced that Downtown Lanes is FPS drop city. If you play Kyle Troop on Downtown Lanes, you'll probably get a very low frames per second. I mean, you already do if you just play a regular, different character. I guess we'll do a PBA Playoffs Arena. Why not? Gonna play a lefty again because my bowling style matches that of a lefty when you release on your right and slide off of the wrong foot. And I've noticed the graphics for the English and the spin correspond to how I spin IRL, the clockwise C-shaped curve. This guy looks cool. Jacob Butteroff.
Hello and welcome to this Candlepin bowling match.
One of the young, most dynamic stars on the tour is up now. It's Jacob Butteroff.
Butteroff, okay, that's how you say it. Oh boy, this venue is not performing well either. This is, I think it's the amount of character models in the background, because there's a lot more people in this venue. But yeah, you can, I'm just trying to move the cursor and it is chugging right now, so. Yep, we're gonna switch venues. This one was a bust too. Alright, at least 2 venues are causing some performance issues, at least on this machine. Gotta go back to these empty stadiums. Alright, so PBA Playoffs Arena was a bust. We know underwater bowling is actually not bad. Downtown Lanes is a bust. I don't know, let's just do like a Millis-style house, National Bowling Stadium. It would be cool if these venues had like different physics on the lanes, like, you know, like IRL Candlepin kind of stuff. That would be really funny if we could just have Millis in this game. That's a way to get
lefty Jacob Butteroff is set to take his turn.
All right, Jacob Butteroff. Buttery Butteroff. Got to remember that power meter because it resets every time. I'm gonna say, I don't know what percent of what for power, but we'll set it to something and expect something in return. I'm gonna English to the right. So yeah, if you're a lefty, I think this meter inverts. And IRL, I curve this way to the right, so not so much to the left. I guess if you're a lefty, that makes perfect sense. But if you're a righty who slides on the wrong foot, you're going to have a lefty-style spin, most likely. And vice versa. All right, that's a 6 drop, 1, 2, 7, 8, 9. Let's get ready to fire on this. Perfect time, perfect release, but a crap leave. 7, 9. Let's clean this mess up for a 10 bucks. And 10 bucks we got for Mr. Buttroff. And a really thin hit on the head pin. That's, well, things that make you go, 4, 5, 6, 2, 7, 10. A 4 fill. No, not even a fill. Just kidding. It was a 10 box. Let's go up to 90% power. I don't know. I'm just BSing with the meters now. Kind of missed the target. 4, 5, 10, 2. No, 5, 6, 10, 2. Excuse me. I keep forgetting there's a breakpoint board to the right. Just not used to that at all. That's a very staunchly a 10-pin thing and not at all a Candlepin thing, because I feel like I would go insane if I tried to add that to a stream and maintain it, because it's already enough buttons to press when running a stream, and adding that's just going to be something else. Got some backdoor action on that. That's not bad. I think the physics are still going to keep going when we resume here. Am I right? No, I'm not. I thought the 5-pin was still moving. Alright, well, let's try to clean this up for a spare and hope for the best. A little bit down the center. 3 pins down, 2 pins up. I believe they're going to be... Well, actually, I shouldn't say that for certain. I know they have interest in making sure the audio for the Candlepin mode is actually representative of real Candlepin modes, because right now it is literally just 10-pin sound effects. And I don't know how we can supply that to them. I'm sure if I know they want audio, like ambient audio of a Candlepin house, but it's like, with all audio, it's like you can't just walk in with a phone and just record audio and expect that to be the final audio. I think you would probably want to record it with professional audio equipment of some kind, which I don't exactly have. It's like I can record decent audio, but not perfect audio. So, I don't know what to mention a little about that. And you can't just take audio off of any old stream, because you're going to have unexpected potential sounds or voices or anything like that. It's a whole thing. 3, 6, 10 on the leave there. A little beside myself on some of the action there, but to avoid repeating myself, I won't repeat the usual physics questions I have. Oops. If you don't flick the right stick like fast enough, it like takes you out of this mode, which is interesting. I'm going to do a full spin. This is on a fresh rack. Let's see what happens. Yeah, and I'd really be curious if every character has a slightly different skill tree, or like power meter. The game doesn't appear to have that system in place, but I definitely feel like it's behaving differently with this guy in particular, this Jacob Churn Buttroff guy. Jacob Buttroff. And if you're actually watching Jacob Buttroff, my profuse apologies. I'm just pronouncing names is not my strong suit half the time. Let's fire. Alright, 7-10 split. Let's see what that 7-pin feels like doing. It's not going to fall late. Probably be in the center wood and hope for the best. This is a shot where I would actually go full right side spin, clockwise, red line it. Send the dead wood left and ball right. Let's see if that happens in game. Red line. And that did not. Oddly full shot, fully back. It did move right, as expected, but just didn't do anything. Very odd. Alright, just picking a stick. Exit this box with dignity. 53 and 6. Ironically, I think that was a better shot just now than actually going for the head pin. All right, we're shooting at the 1-3. I noticed these shots seem to be harder in this game than they look for spares. Yeah, like that. I was wondering if that was going to happen. Just wasn't going to have just enough leverage or width or something. A shot that I could have probably have guaranteed you would have been a spare if it were in real life, but here, I don't know. It's like that question of, like, is the ball truly the right size it should be in the game? Is the hitbox right? I don't know. These are questions I can't answer. There's a strike. I've thrown 2 strikes today in this game, and that's the second one. Oh, yeah. That guy definitely just clipped through the ball return. The 10 fell second to last. The 5-pin fell last. And it's a 5 fill on the spare, or on the strike so far. 1 ball to go to complete the fill. Left with the 4-pin. Good 9 fill, good 19. Hey 19 by Steely Dan. For the 10 box, it's in for the 10. 92, once again. Very consistent, it seems. Throw like 1 or 2 marks a game in this game. And that was a pocket shot, if you could believe that. What the heck? 139? Yeah, you see the way that the head pin just kind of phased through the whole left half of the rack, and it rattled the 2 and nothing else fell. That's BS. That's not good. It was also not good, that shot. Missed the timing. Alright, I'm going to try to break the diamond and hopefully get 100. And I will just barely make it with that 8 box. That will be a 100 game. Alright, Jacob Butcher for the 100. We seem to be averaging 100-ish so far now. Alright, I think I have 1 more in me, and then I think we'll call this stream quits. So we'll do that here at 2 o'clock on the dot, here on 3 Ball Spare. You're watching, I'm Steve Kelly, doing this rather unconventional style stream compared to what literally the rest of the channel is. This is PBA Pro Bowling 2026, the closed alpha. If you're interested in this game, I have some links in the description this time around. I have a link to the Discord where you can apply to get into the alpha if you are so interested in that. If they pick you, it would be great. Also, there's an affiliate link if you just wish to follow along for the released version of this game. It's the 3 Ball Spare affiliate link that they gave me. Do check it out. No obligation. Just figured I'd mention it's there. Up to you. So, that's all the business there. And I will push this one last time. In case you haven't seen it yet, I am bowling in the International Candlepin Worlds IRL up in Moncton, New Brunswick. My team is the Massholes, headed up by Captain Chuck DeRogers. Have Troy Fournier. We have newcomer Tyler Rice. We have newcomer Sean Shattuck. Myself, Matt Susi, Nate Fontaine, and Cody 50 will be rocking the lanes up in New Brunswick in this November. We're selling some raffle tickets, not only myself, but other members of the team. It is purely to support the team throughout the arduous week of bowling. It's a lot of bowling. And I'm selling 1 ticket for $5, 3 tickets for $10, and 5 tickets for $20. You can Venmo me at SkellySkelly with your info if you are so interested. No obligation, just something if you want to put in for the chance to win some money. We're having a raffle ticket drawn the first day of Worlds, I believe. And the prizes you can see on your screen there. Any range of prizes from up to 2,000 down to as much as 100. So do think about it. Include your info in the message to me. Trust me, I ain't going to save it. I'm a cybersecurity person. I know all about that whole spiel. So if you're worried about it, hey, join the club. I am too. It's just so I can physically write it on the card, and then I will forget it for the rest of my life. So it's just so we can contact you if you're drawn and you win. So that's all. Just want to let you know that that's a thing. And now back to the bowling for one last string before we call this a day. What should we do today, folks? Let's do Candlepin again. Game difficulty, I don't know if that matters in quick play. I'm going to play at the dive venue, and hopefully it doesn't drop the FPS. We'll find out when we get in there. I don't quite remember. We played Packy. We played Kevin. I don't know if we played as Jesper yet. Why not? I'm playing all the lefties right now. So
hello and welcome to this Candlepin bowling match.
The Iceman cometh. Jesper Svensson up now.
Jesper. Sorry, not Jesper Svensson. Jesper. Oh, this is... Oh, I remember this venue. This is the venue where they really need to fix their HVAC system because there's frickin' dust particles everywhere. I feel like I need to sneeze just looking at this venue. But the FPS feels okay at least, so that's always good. This is a tall dude. Probably as tall as me, actually. Maybe I should have played as this guy the whole time. Alright, let's go full English. Ready, fire, aim. 7 drop, 3, 6, 10. The reaction animations, I can't tell if they're happy, scared, or mad. It's one of those things where I can't quite tell. That was a bad replay angle. It's like, great. Did you want to see a straight-on shot of the 3, 6, 10 without much nuance to that? Well, there you go. All right, let's go maybe a plank or so to the right of the 3 and hope for the best for the 10. Oh, yeah, sidewall action takes the 10 out. We're 10 after 1. A perfect box. The perfect box percentage statistic is measured by strike, spare, or 10 compared to all the boxes you've thrown in a percentage value. Who would have thought? Look at that 6-pin. Oh, yeah, that's 6-pin. It is considered down on the breakpoint board at least, so... But that's just funny. All right, don't shoot the 6. It's already down. That is something. And the head pin is also something. It's leaning against the 3. Oh, there it goes. Some of these spins just get stuck now and then. That'll be a 3-7 leave for an 8-box, 18 after 2. Nope. Muscle memory is failing me right now. Here we go. Let's fire. Oh, and I thought it was going to curve a little more than it did. It's a late moving curve. 4 horsemen left side, 4 horsemen right side, 6 drop. 6 drop left. 4 horsemen right. 1, 3, 6, 10. Let's go right at it. Yeah, run him down on the outside of the headband. There's one dude in the background there really going nuts. He was having the time of his life on that 4 horseman shot, spare, all over it. Let's have a look. And that was the okayest shot I think I've ever thrown. And by okayest, I mean, what the heck? 3 fill on a headpin, on a pocket berry like that? Almost a spare. Felt like it had a little more of a chance than that based on its motion and sweep, but oh well. There is a metal plate in the back here, so 7-10 split could go. If I get a bounce, hit it hard enough like that, I had a chance, but perhaps not. That's some feedback we put in with the Des. We said that hard metal back wall is really not exactly a thing. It should be more of like a veil, like a curtain. Because bounces like that generally don't happen in Candlepin. They can, but it's very, very rare, and I don't remember ever getting one myself. Pocket shot results in the 7-10-4-5. Let's fire on this. Wanted to play the wood, and apparently I don't have eyes anymore. There we go. The 10 deflected. Welcome to Lakeside. That's the 5-10 for an 8-box. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I'm right back home at Lakeside. Headpin shot and a backdoor strike. Not a Julian because the headpin wasn't left, but it was close to 1. The 4 fell followed by the 2. Look at that. See ya. See you next time. Have a great trip back home. All right, we have 2 marks this game. Finally, we're at 58 and a bonus after 6. 1, 2, 4, 6, 10. All right, this next ball will be big. A little bit too full in the headpin due to my inability to line up with the Baja Blast line, the blue line, the thin blue line. And that will be a 9-box on the 4-pin. 74 and 7. 1-2 pocket, 5 drop, bucket of 5 on the right. It's the 3 diamond plus the 10. Yeah, well, that looks good. And we shaved 3 off and left the 2 in the back diagonal row, the 5 and the 9. Alright, so folks, in the off chance you enjoyed this content, I encourage you to strike, comment, and subscribe to this channel if you like this kind of stuff. I regret to inform you this is actually kind of a little bit unusual for what I do on this channel normally. I'm doing more IRL bowling and IRL streaming, but we're doing this as kind of an experiment and also, well, it's also very relevant. And hey, when this game releases, I might actually kind of do this a little more often. Might do some like state of the 3 balls kinds of podcast / hangout streams. Who knows? We'll think about it. We'll workshop it. I don't know what I'll call it. Maybe we'll call it that. Maybe something funny, tongue in cheek. Who knows? But I do kind of like it. It's kind of more laid back, a little bit different than the normal style streaming that I do. But I don't know. I kind of dig it. It's kind of easier in this setting. And what is this array? The 4-pin is, well, I'll give it a few seconds here. I feel like it has a chance of falling, but it's also like stuck frozen in time. Yeah, that's, it's funny. In the previous game, there was a pin stuck like that, and it was considered down. This time it's considered up. So I don't know what the barometer is for the game's standards for if a pin is up or down, but that should get looked at. That was a wild pitch by me. 8 box. 91 and 9. My average is slowly going up in this game. I was talking with some of the devs of the game, and I guess they're averaging like 105, 106 right now in the Candlepin mode, so I guess it's not outside the realm of possibility that I'm kind of just bowling exactly at par in this game right now. That shot was a miss on the head pin, but I got a decent mix. It's the 4 horseman right side. Let's see if we can line up with this and go from there. Just gonna throw a straight ball and hope for the best. And it was a straight ball on paper, but so here's the cool thing I do kind of like about this system. If you don't line up with the circle, the ball will kind of get offset by a little bit. And that's a little bit how actual Candlepin bowling works. You can throw the same ball, and if you're just off by like a hair, or like sometimes you can throw sometimes even the same ball, you'll get different results. Like I said, the inverse definition of insanity. That's going to be a 9 box. Head pin is the only pin that was left, and that's another 100 by Jesper Svensson. And that spare conversion stat. I think they should hide that and replace that with other stats, because it's not exactly a stat that's super relevant in Candlepin, especially if you just have leaves you can't do a dang thing about. So, yeah, so anyways, that should just about... Alright, so I think we're just about done with this for today, so we'll wrap this up. So, folks, I want to thank you for putting up with me for the time I've been online here. I always appreciate it. Hope you like this stream. And let me know your thoughts. If you think this was good, bad, or think I should never do this again, I'm open to all options here. So thanks for tuning in to 3 Ball Spare, and we'll see you possibly tomorrow. I'll be streaming either to this YouTube channel or to the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour page on Facebook. I have no idea which one it's going to be. It's because the ACST Facebook page only allows 1 stream to be active at a time, and anytime it isn't available, it just tells you, sorry, you can't bowl, you can't stream to it. So that's when the backup plan is to stream to this channel 3 Ball Spare first with priority, and then link back to the ACST Facebook page. But regardless, if you want to see me stream 2 actual great matches tomorrow, do check out the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour page on Facebook, and it'll either be a link to this YouTube channel live stream, or it'll just be a direct live stream over there, depending on which one we get. So hope you enjoy this content, and maybe we'll do more of it in the future. And yeah, so anyways, I've been Steve Kelly, and we'll see you at the next